A quiet bank lobby suddenly explodes into chaos as two officers slam 78-year-old Evelyn Robinson face first onto the cold marble floor, handcuffs biting into her thin wrists while she cries out, "I just wanted my own money." The entire lobby freezes in horror, except for the 5 leather-clad men in the corner wearing Hell's Angels colors who slowly put down their coffee cups and stand up. If that just made your blood boil and your heart race, smash that like button right now and subscribe to the Kind Hearts Stories with notifications on, because this one is going to leave you crying happy tears. Chapter 1. Evelyn Robinson had buried her husband 6 months earlier, and now the bank was threatening to take the modest house they'd paid for over 40 years. Her Social Security wasn't enough, so she came in that morning with trembling hands to withdraw $15,000. Every penny of her savings, to pay the back taxes and keep the only home her grandchildren had ever known. She stood at the counter in her Sunday dress and orthopedic shoes, clutching the withdrawal slip like it was a lifeline. The new manager, a young man who had never known hunger or grief, looked at the amount, then at Evelyn's weathered black face and decided this must be fraud. "Ma'am, this account has been flagged. I'm calling the police." Evelyn's voice cracked as she begged, "Please, sir, that's everything I have in this world." But he had already dialed 911, telling the dispatcher he had an incooperative elderly woman attempting to empty an account that doesn't belong to her. When the officers arrived, they didn't ask questions. They simply grabbed Evelyn's tiny arms, twisted them behind her back, and forced her to the floor in front of everyone. She cried out as her cheek hit the marble, glasses skittering across the floor. The lobby gasped. Phones came out, and the 5 Hells Angels members who had been quietly waiting to deposit charity ride money watched the whole thing with growing fury in their eyes. Chapter 2. The biggest one, they called him preacher because he could quote scripture better than most pastors, stepped forward, his boots echoing like thunder. "Take your hands off that lady right now." His voice was low, calm, and absolutely terrifying. The younger officer sneered, "Mind your business, biker." Preacher reached into his coat and pulled out his phone, already recording. "Already recording. You just assaulted a 78-year-old widow trying to save her home. Her husband was Marine Corps, same as my old man. You proud of yourselves?" The other 4 angels formed a wall behind him. The lobby had gone dead silent except for Evelyn's soft sobbing. The manager tried to intervene, but Preacher turned the phone on him too. "You called the cops on a grandmother because she's black and asking for her own money. Say it on camera." 15 minutes later, the branch manager was the one sweating while Preacher personally escorted Evelyn to the counter. He laid down his own credit card and paid the back taxes in full while the entire bank watched in stunned silence. Then he knelt beside Evelyn, picked up her broken glasses, and gently placed them back on her face. "You keep that house, Miss Evelyn," he said, voice thick. "Anybody tries to take it again, they'll answer to all of us." By the time they walked her to her car, every angel hugging her like she was their own grandmother, the entire lobby was crying, including the young officer who had bruised her arms. Never judge a book by its cover, and never forget that the toughest-looking people often have the softest, bravest hearts. If this story moved you, hit that like button hard and subscribe to the Kind Hearts Stories right now, because tomorrow's story might be the one that changes someone's life forever. We'll see you there.